It's the Highland Woodworkers Holiday Tool Show with the best new woodworking tools, supplies, and values from Highland Woodworking for this holiday season, featuring Chris Atkins, Sam Ryder, Sidney Dew, and Ed Sent from Highland staff, and I am your host, Charles Brock. Now, I wonder what to buy for the woodworkers on my gift list. All my woodworking friends, I need to get them something for Christmas. Chris Atkins, how are you?
I'm doing well, Chuck. How are you?
How's the Modern Woodworking Association?
It's doing great, Chuck. We're staying busy. The podcast is going well.
And I understand that you have a new job here too.
I do. I'm going to be doing some of the product tool videos here with Highland. So,
well, maybe you can help me with my list.
I tell you what, I've got some ideas. Let's go take a look at some stuff.
That's great. Let's go.
All right, Chuck, one of the first things we've got here to take a look at that every woodworker needs is right here on this wall.
You never have enough clamps.
That's right.
And Bessie, they're kind of the standard of the industry.
It's a fantastic tool. The company just makes some super quality clamps and highly recommended for any woodworker.
I'd take them all, and I'd probably still need some more. This is just wonderful. And all my friends need clamps. Well, let's see what they have down here.
Yeah, starting on the end down here, you've got the Revo line of the Bessie clamps, and this is more of the, kind of the heavy duty. It's a great quality clamp.
And you can actually grip it now and turn it so much easier. When you get down to that final turn, it's a non-slip grip, it looks like.
That's right. The Revo, they've got the non-slip grip on them, which makes it much easier to put some torque on there and just a super smooth action.
Well, that's great. And there's some of the lighter duty ones.
Yeah, these are still, it's definitely a heavy duty clamp. It's still these bar clamps are, you've still got the non-slip grips on them. It's just a fantastic clamp, and these are some of the clamps that you just never have enough. When you're clamping up a project, especially something smaller, you can never have enough. You can put 100 clamps on something and still need 2 more.
And then a lot of specialty clamps. You can really pull some joints together with this. And I know these babies right here, the strap clamps. I've used those many times. I think they've got something new, don't they?
They do. Let me take a look, and we're going to go over here, and I'm going to show you the strap clamp that we've got set up over here. This strap clamp, it's been around for a while. It's a fantastic clamp. It's great for miters. Putting it on a frame like this, you still use that same tightening mechanism, but they've kind of done an upgrade on this and put some blocks on the corner that allow for even pressure on these corners to really pull it in.
To really pull it together like that.
That's right.
I used 4 of these on each big leg that I did these beveled rips on the table saw,
right,
and then put it together with dominoes and then strap clamps like this. Pulled them together. They do a beautiful job. Yes, my friends would love.
It's very diverse for using different type projects. It's not just for making frames like this. Like you said, you can also use it for things like that, taper legs, pulling some stuff together, clamping different directions.
And Bessie, I'm so glad you showed me these.
Chuck, another thing that every woodworker needs is wood.
It is woodworking, isn't it?
It is woodworking.
Yeah, it looks like they've got a great selection here at Highland.
Highland's got a great selection of wood that you can come and pick out right here in the store. Great stuff.
Well, many of my friends don't live near Atlanta, so if you're not in the area, where can you get dependable wood?
Another great company is Bell Forest Products. You can actually order their wood right offline, and they'll ship it right to you.
Well, what do they have?
They have a large selection. You can get domestic and exotic woods in just all ranges.
Exotics?
Exotics.
Do they have figured exotics?
They've got some figured in there as well.
I've gotten in trouble with figured exotics before.
Haven't we all?
So, how do you order? What do you do?
You can go to their website, which is bellforestproducts.com, and you can go right on there. You can order board foot, or you can actually pick out specific boards.
Can you get turning stock?
You can. They carry turning stock. They carry pin blanks and regular ball turning stock. So.
Well, that's wonderful. And so, what is their website? How do you find it?
You can go to bellforestproducts.com.
Bellforestproducts.com. I can even do that.
You can.
Chris, since you're the new Highland Woodworking product tour guide, Can you show me some other products?
I can, Chuck. Let's head upstairs to the shop and we'll take a look at some of those.
Great.
All right, Chuck, another thing that we've got over here is a great combination. This is the SawStop 10-inch industrial cabinet saw, and on this we have the Forest Woodworker 2 blade.
It looks like a great combination, and you know, a table saw is the center of almost every shop.
That's right. Most woodworkers, this is going to be the center of the shop. This is a very important piece of the shop.
You got to rip, and you got to cross cut, you got to do miters, and from what I understand, the SawStop does it all.
It does. It does it all, and on top of that, it does it safely.
That's wonderful. I know I do have one, and I told my wife I wanted one because I wouldn't cut off any digits, and she approved. I think it's the only tool she's ever approved of.
Well, that's great. It's a great saw, definitely.
And the Woodworker 2 blades from Forest.
That's right. We've got the Woodworker 2 blade. They come in 2 different sizes. You've got the 1/8 of an inch, and then you've also got the thin kerf. The thin kerf is great if you've got an underpower saw that you want to make sure that you can get a little bit more oomph out of the blade and cut a little better out of.
Well, that's great. And you know, the Forest Woodworker 2 really is the most used saw blade in the industry.
It's the standard. That's right.
Yeah. Well, this is wonderful. Show me how it cuts.
All right, let's take a cut on this thing.
But what about the quality of the cut?
It's just a fantastic cut, Chuck. Take a look at that.
Oh, that's nice. There's nothing like SawStop and Forest Woodworker 2 blades.
You got it.
They go together. Now it's time for a Highland Woodworking staff picks from one of my favorite staff members here at Highland Woodworking. He was the first to know me by name here and has always been just welcoming and helpful. And his name is Stanley?
No. It's Sydney. Sydney,
Oh,
okay.
well, whatever. Stan, you picked some great items here, it looks like. I love the Festool Rotex sanders.
Yep.
This is a little 90 model, isn't
It's
it?
a little 90, but it doesn't do little work. It does big jobs. The greatest thing is it's the balance. Any tool that's got great balance, you're going to pick up and use. It's sanding, and with the dust pickup, almost dust-free. It also has a Deltex pad for corner work, and it's a 3-year warranty. Works great.
Yeah, the Festools just keep working for you. Time
German
after
made, of
time.
course. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. And every shop has to have standards.
Standards.
There's no better standard than
Starrett.
that's right. Tell us about your selection here.
Well, I have a favorites. First of all, Starrett's made in America, made up in Massachusetts. The best thing you can have in the shop is an apron to keep everything available.
Sure.
Marking and measuring. This fits in your apron.
Yeah.
It works. Simply, you can actually do depth with it. You can do saddle work with it as too. And if it's there, I want to use it. And if it's comfortable, I'm going to handle it and use it all the time.
Well, that's wonderful. Of course, with the big squares, you can go 90 degrees, you can go 45
You
degrees.
can set up table saws, everything with that too.
And you can mark with it. It's got a retractable or removable marker to score. Those are wonderful tools. And I've got 4 or 5 of these around the shop.
This is a dial caliber, measures in 64ths, and you can measure outside, inside, and depth. You can set up routers with it. And since you've got 4 of them, you already know how great and useful this is.
Oh, a wonderful tool. And it's not just in thousandths. It's fractional.
That's right,
Fractional
64ths.
dial caliper. I don't know anything about this boy over here.
It is a boy. It's called a gum boy. It's a folding saw, originally for pruning. It's Japanese, works on the pull stroke, and it's one-handed. So if you're up in a tree like someone I know, you hold onto the tree, you can prune with it. And this is the major tool in the film industry for gaffers and such for quickly cutting 2x4s. And on construction sites, it could be used the same way. And secondly, the blade's replaceable.
And I definitely, if I had one of these, I'd want to put it up when my mother-in-law comes over.
Whatever you say goes, okay?
All right. And knowledge. You have to have it. I know you're a finishing person.
I get asked a lot of questions, and I like books that say made simple. And what helps make them simple is that now they're shipping books that not only the book form, but the DVD at the same time. And the author of this, Taunton Press, is Jeff Jewett. Background was art, and he's got a refinishing business. So you're talking with someone who's actually in the business, just not writing books for a profit.
And so we're talking answers there.
Hopefully answers, right.
Well, you have been my answer man with the staff picks today.
Well, thank
you so much.
Okay.
Nice to see you, Stan.
Well, thanks, Scott. Okay.
Chuck, here's another staple in any shop is the bandsaw. Rycon makes this 10-inch bandsaw that is great. It's versatile. It'll do surprisingly number of jobs that you would think you'd have to have a bigger bandsaw to handle. But if this won't do it, Rycon's got a whole other line of bandsaws out.
Like a 14 and maybe a 16 or 18?
That's right.
Well, that's wonderful. But what about the quality of cut?
This bandsaw will do it's tuned up well, it does great. One of the things that's installed on this one now is the wood slicer blade, which is carried here at Highland. It's a fantastic blade that does a great cut, and believe it or not, even on a smaller bandsaw like this, you can actually do some resaw just like this on it.
You're a kid.
That's right.
Well, I got to see that on a 10-inch bandsaw.
Well, let's take it out and try it.
All right. Well, what about the quality of the cut?
Well, Chuck, even you can see resawing a board like this on this 10-inch saw. It does a great cut. With that wood slicer blade on this 10-inch Rycon, it does a fantastic job.
You hardly see the saw marks.
Not at all. I mean, it really comes out a good smooth cut.
That's amazing. In fact, you could stack those up and join them together.
You got it.
Beautiful.
Chuck, right here we've got another great combination. We've got the Kreg router table, and installed in this, we've got the Triton 3¼ horsepower router. This is a fantastic router with plenty of power.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
It is, definitely.
You can put it in a table?
You can mount this in this Kreg router table right here, and it works fantastic. One of the great things about it is when you mount this on this router table, you can actually adjust and raise and lower the router right from up top on the table, just like this.
Well, do you have to drill a bunch of holes or something in here in order to do it?
No, this Kreg router table actually comes to where it works actually with this Triton router right here. So it's already set up to do this action right now.
And so it's really above the table change for the bit and setting the height and everything.
You got it. And once you remove this bushing insert right here, you can lift it all the way up. And when you lift the router all the way up, it locks in place, which makes it easy to change the bit out without even having to reach it underneath.
Wow, that's great.
This is the Whiteside Ultimate Trim bit. It's great because it cuts with compression technology where it basically cuts like a long cut on it because of the way that the blades are made, and it cuts from different directions. So what it does is if you've got, say, a board that has different grain directions on it, this bit will actually allow you to run through even with some grain direction change and still have a smooth cut.
So you don't need to monitor the grain direction that closely.
Right. Most other bits that when you do a flush trim like that, you're actually having to flip it back and forth to make sure that you're cutting in the right direction to avoid tear out. This bit handles a lot of that.
Well, I see this one has a top-mounted pilot bearing, and this one here has a top and a shank-mounted bearing.
That's right. And they actually offer one more that's mounted on the bottom side.
So you got 3 choices.
You got all the choices you'd like.
That's wonderful. So we've got a Kreg router table. We've got wonderful white side bits, and we've got a Triton router.
Great combination.
Well, let's see how it cuts.
Let's try it out.
Tell you what, plywood or any other kind of wood.
That's amazing, isn't it, Chuck?
That is a great cut. Ultimate.
That is the
flush
ultimate
trim bit.
You know, we're talking about plywood here, which is usually going to have some kind of tear out in one of the grain directions on it, but super smooth cut.
And also the table being flat,
That's right.
being very supportive, having a great starter pin, all the things you need, plus the Triton 3 1/4 horsepower.
It's the ultimate combination.
You're right. You've probably heard me say before that Highland Woodworking is like Disneyland for woodworkers. Well, this is Sam Ryder. Sam, so nice to see you. And Sam is responsible for setting up the Disneyland for woodworkers here at Highland. Sam, you got some picks.
I do have
You
some.
want to tell us about them?
Sure. You want to start with the DVDs?
Please.
All right. I've got a couple of the Alone in the Wilderness DVDs. This is the fella that spent 30 years of his retirement building his log cabin in the woods and wilds of Alaska.
All by himself.
All by himself, yeah. Cut the trees down, hewed them, carved them out, built his cabin, built his food storage, caught his fish.
And I understand that he did his own videos.
He did his own videos, he did. So there's hope for you, Chuck.
Thank you. I need all the hope I can get.
Absolutely.
Oh, and there's a collection of 2 that you can buy?
There's actually 4. 3 of them are based on the videos that he shot, and one is done by the producer.
All right, and they're available here.
They are. They're great and super, super popular.
Well, here is what has become a classic.
It is a classic.
It's a Japanese tool. Tell us about this.
Well, you know, the Japanese got a lot of things figured out. They've been making tools for a long time. So they figured out a wonderful marking gauge, quite broad, has a knife cutting surface or cutting edge. It has a very broad surface so that the gauge won't rock, fall, easy to adjust with just a thumb screw, nothing to get in the way, and even a handy little metric gauge here if you read metric. You doing that?
They've thought of almost everything except
almost.
that I don't do metric.
You don't do metric. Well, good for you.
But
I got the
here,
solution.
That's right.
So what I've got here is something that I use every day.
My grandfather had one.
Right. I just love wooden measuring rules. The folding ones, they're super great. It has a hook on the end so that you can get an accurate measurement if you're a carpenter or a woodworker. It also has a depth gauge on it that can measure up to 6 inches.
So you can do inside measurements.
You sure can.
And it's nice and firm.
Absolutely, and you can just transfer those over to your work. It's a great thing, and it reads in the kind of language that you understand, Imperial.
Thank you. I need something that I can
Absolutely.
understand. And how about this baby here?
Well, this is another Japanese tool. I'm kind of a sucker for Japanese tools, but as you see, it's a set of pliers. And they're screw pliers, and they have a lot of serrations here, and a lot of different profiles. They excel at twisting screws out of your wood, but they also grab onto all kinds of things like bicycle parts or it's a guy's tool. It's awesome.
I need those. I needed those the other day, and I didn't have them.
You have a cavity?
Well, they do look like something that my dentist used.
Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Thumbs Hindelman.
Oh,
yeah,
I
he
know
scares
him.
me to death with that.
Keep these away.
Sam, a great group of picks here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chuck, here's another great accessory. This is the Kreg Jig K5. It's for installing pocket screws, and this is a fantastic piece of equipment right here. It's pretty much like they say, it's drill, drive, and you're done.
It looks like a brand new one.
It is. It's a brand new piece. It's got some accessories on it. You've got the tables on the end with some storage capacity in there for your bits and accessories on it. It's super efficient, and it works great. You pretty much just put your workpiece in, lock it down, drill it, and you're done.
And so you would make could make a joint like this for a faceplate for a cabinet.
That's right. Works fabulous for cabinets, just like that.
And I even noticed there's a port for dust extraction.
That's right. You can, any dust extraction, you can hook up to that. So when you're drilling, you're cleaning everything out right as you go.
You know, Kreg seems to think of everything with their products.
They do.
That's great.
Chuck, another thing that we all need in our shops is a way to sharpen our tools. We've all got tools that we got to constantly keep sharp, and this is a great way to do it right here, this Tormek T7.
And this looks like the 40th anniversary model.
This is a special model that just available for the 40th anniversary, and it comes with a rotating base. It also has the graphite color, and it comes with a cap you can wear.
That's wonderful. Always need another hat.
That's
now,
right.
You're saying that it is really great for sharpening tools. I need something to keep tools sharp so that when my mother-in-law comes over, she can shave.
You can keep it sharp with that.
Can you show me how it works?
I can. Let's take a look. All right, we're going to try this out. This is a pretty simple operation. You know, if you've got to drop the chisel or something like that and you want to resharpen, reestablish that bevel, you just pull it up and just simply slide it back and forth lightly.
And that's so easy to do.
And that's it.
Yeah, everything's just kind of set up.
You got it. And the great thing about this machine is not only can you reestablish the bevel here, but if you've got a little burr on that, you come over here to the strop, take the burr off, you got a little bit of honing to do, you've got the leather right here.
I think the leather wheel is worth the price of admission.
You got it.
That is just really nice. Boy, this is hot.
Well, Chuck, obviously you found our next products over here. The next thing we've got is this Ehrlich steam generator, and it looks like you found those.
There it is. Yeah, a steam generator. And look at that.
This is a fantastic product if you're going to be doing some wood bending. The steam generator is a great way to generate the steam on it and to where you can bend some wood.
And so you get the steam generated and you put it inside of the steam box.
That's right. This is a steam box, and if somebody's interested in building a steam box, you can actually go to highlandwoodworking.com, and there's actually some instructions on there on how to build a steam box. So.
Yeah, those instructions are important.
Instructions.
That's right. So you can actually bend wood for chairs or for any kind of bent wood project. That's great. And it all starts with this Ehrlich steam generator.
You got it.
It really puts out.
It does.
And then there's another Ehrlich product over here.
We do. The next thing we've got over here is the Ehrlich spray system. This is a 5500. It's a great spray system for a woodworker to use in the shop.
So you could apply any type of finish?
Right, you can. You can use this for different types of finish that your projects are using on, and it does a fantastic job on it.
Well, I've got a finishing product, Chris. It's Masterpiece Wood Finish.
Yeah, we got some right here.
I helped to develop this product so that woodworkers all over the world could apply a great finish in the old style. Oil and wax finishes have been around forever. This is a three-part process for a Masterpiece. First, there's a base coat of oils. It fortifies the wood, brings the colors out. And then there's step number 2, which is oil and beeswax, and it builds up in the pores of the wood and kind of levels them off to prepare it for the final top coat of wax, and it leaves just a beautiful shine. Well, Chris, I didn't just develop this for woodworkers everywhere, although I hope they all try using it. I developed it for my projects.
Of course.
And it's a great oil and wax finish, and soon to come, we'll have larger sizes of each one for all kinds of applications.
That's right. There's all different type projects out there.
There you go. Well, at Highland Woodworking, there's a go-to person here. He always seems to have the answers, or at least he might fake it.
I fake it.
This is Ed Sent. Ed, you've picked some great items, it looks like, for Christmas, and I see something that usually overlooked, but when you need them, you need them.
It is one of those drill bits that not everybody has in their shop. But when you have a need for it, it's the bit to have. And it's a tapered drill bit that allows you to drill a hole that's tapered. And then at the top of the hole, for a flathead screw, it accepts the sides of the head of the screw, so it fits perfectly in the hole.
Well, that's wonderful. And you have to get the right size.
They are made in different sizes, and screws come in different sizes. It is adjustable as far as the actual length, that you can move the collar depending on how long or short your screw is. And then there's an additional collar that you can get that will slip on, that will actually allow you to set the depth so you can get repetitive drilling at the same exact depth if you want, let's say, all your screw heads to be flush with the surface, perfectly flush.
Sure.
And of course you can drill deeper and then plug the hole as well, so you don't see the screw at all.
And so you can get a small set.
Yep.
Or you can get a set that has everything.
And a set like this would come with the plug cutters to allow you to actually make your own plugs, so you can make the plugs using your own stock to get perfect color match with the wood. Those do have to be used in a drill press. They can't be handheld though.
Well, that's just wonderful. And I see something that is one of my favorites in my workshop. Tell us about the...
We get a lot of calls from people entering woodworking for the first time, and they want to get a hand plane for the first time. And they're always, which plane should I get? What number plane should I get? And we were going to say, always get a block plane first, and a low angle block plane is the one to go for. And if you're lucky enough to get a Lee Nielsen, then you'll really be happy.
Well, then you don't have to buy another one, because you've got
for life,
the best.
Yeah.
And you can use it on end grain to square something up.
With the low angle, it cuts end grain really nicely.
And you can also, you can even fair long outside curves with it.
Yep. It's a great length. It has an adjustable mouth, so you can open the mouth to get the finest shaving possible. If you're doing rougher work, you can open it up to let the shavings pass through, bigger shavings pass through.
And it feels so good.
It does, doesn't it?
It does. Nothing like a great hand tool like a Lee
tool.
Nielsen. Now, I see something over here that I've been threatened with before.
This gift, I actually have given this for a couple Christmases to relatives, and it's been over a decade now, and they still rave about it when I see them.
Well, you have to watch out how you give it.
That's right.
Presentation could be a problem there.
I don't cut firewood, but my relatives do, and this particular tool just does a great job of splitting small logs really efficiently. The company Gränsfors Bruks is out of Sweden, and it's a hand-forged tool. Actually, you can see the tooling marks in the tool, and you can see the Smith's initials stamped in the head.
That's wonderful. Can I?
It's a great feeling tool. Yeah.
It feels great, and I love
the tooth textured on the end.
Oh
yeah.
Yes, that's very nice. Now, if you don't know what to get, that person on your list, that woodworker, because he's always out in the shop, and you want to make him happy or her happy.
Well, the go-to would be the gift certificate, in our opinion, because sometimes you just don't know what your woodworker has in his toolbox, and you know he wants more tools, but you don't know what exactly to get them. So, and they come in any denomination, so it really works well for your budget.
Well, let me give a little commercial here. Mrs. Brock, are you listening? This is what I want for Christmas.
It'll make you happy.
That's good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate your time.
For a full list of products featured on this show, go to highlandwoodworking.com/favoritetools.html for pricing and convenient online ordering. All three Chris's, Bill, Jim, and my Uncle Ned, all the woodworkers. I've got something for all of them. Thank you so much. Now, there's one more thing I was kind of thinking about. Do you think any of my friends might like Build a Sculptured Rocker with Charles Brock? It's a book and a DVD and all the patterns.
I don't think so, Chuck.
Oh, that's too bad.